Ever since Rishabh Pant made his comeback to competitive cricket in the IPL, there was obviously plenty of discussions going on regarding whether or not he could very well be a contender for the T20 World Cup. Now, one of the main reasons for this is the simple fact that none of the wicketkeeper batter, let's say, candidates who were taking up the role in Rishabh Pant's absence, at least in T20I cricket, made that much of a significant lasting impact to make themselves undroppable. Whilst a lot of us have advocated for Jitesh Sharma to keep his place, truth be told, he hasn't had those kind of performances that would set the stage on fire, even if you take in the mitigating circumstance that he plays as a finisher, which is a pretty difficult role. Then there's his backup as things stand in Sanju Samson, who himself is playing out of position and once again hasn't quite got the level of consistent performances that he probably needs to be having to keep Rishabh Pant at bay. However, Pant has so far gotten some very good performances in the IPL, and as a result, it should perhaps come as a surprise to no one that he is indeed being considered for selection in the T20 World Cup. In fact, we at Sports Today can exclusively reveal some rather interesting tidbits of information regarding Pant's selection for the T20 World Cup, which we're getting to hear from certain sources. Now, the source tells us, and we quote, that selectors are keeping a close eye on targeted players. Rishabh Pant is one of them, and he might get a call during the selection meetings. So, what we're learning is that Pant is one of those players who, let's just say, an eye is being kept on him, and he may very well be getting a call in one of the, or before one of the selection meetings very, very soon. Now, reports are stating that the selection meeting could very well be happening towards the end of this month, which makes sense when you remember that the deadline for submitting a squad would provisionally be May 1st, given that June 1st is when the squad should be selected. In fact, what is also pleasing to the eyes and ears of the selectors is the fact that Pant so far hasn't really had any major worries as far as fitness is concerned, given he's come back from such a long layoff. In fact, what they said was, or what the source told us, is that Rishabh Pant has shown good performances so far, and we will see how fit he is going forward. But as of now, he looks fine, and that part is key. You don't quite know, the IPL is a long tournament, so there may be some sort of a mitigating circumstance which comes in here or there. But as things stand, he does look fine, and that is very, very good news indeed, especially when you look at some of the numbers he has been putting up. So far in the IPL, he's played 5 innings, gotten you 153 runs at a strike rate of 154.54, and it's perhaps his strike rate that is propelling him towards this particular conversation, because he's been coming in the middle order and absolutely battering players when he gets the chance to. He's taken a little time, of course, to get going. His first 2 matches weren't that great, but even taking that into account, a strike rate of over 150 is very, very good indeed, and would give the selectors as well as team management some sort of confidence that he could potentially do well in the finisher role should he be given that chance. Now, of course, there are other mitigating circumstances or circumstances that work against Pant. You have to remember that despite his very good numbers in Test and ODI cricket, he hasn't always lit the stage on fire as far as T20I cricket is concerned. However, the selectors seem keen to go back to him because, again, none of the other incumbents have impressed. I mentioned Jitesh and Sanju. Even options beyond that, whether it be an Ishan Kishan, who, let's not forget, doesn't have a contract, or even a KL Rahul, who, despite keeping wickets, has been batting at the top of the order, have not really lit the stage on fire to that extent, meaning that Pant would seem like the most logical option if they are to indeed go for someone who is not in the squad of the last T20I series that they played. Whether it's a good option or not, something only time will tell. I personally am still a little circumspect, but you guys can let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with this call. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel, tap that bell icon. Follow us also on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget to download the Sports Today app, and if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos we've posted as well. For now, from my side though, it's goodbye.